Welcome to Story Quest. Today, I will be reading Little Woman, Chapter 20, Part 2. No, I should have shut the door in his face if he had, said Jo, settling herself on the floor at her mother's feet. Last summer, Meg left a pair of gloves over at the Lawrences, and only one was returned. We forgot about it till Teddy told me that Mr. Brooke owned that he liked Meg, but didn't dare say so. She was so young, and he's so poor. Now, isn't it a dreadful state of things? Do you think Meg cares for him? Asked Mrs. March, with an anxious look. Mercy me, I don't know anything about love and such nonsense, cried Jo, with a mixture of interest and contempt. In novels, the girls show it by starting and blushing, fainting away, growing thin, and acting like fools. Now Meg does not do anything of the sort. She eats and drinks and sleeps like a sensible creature. She looks straight in my face when I talk about that man, and only blushes a little bit when Teddy jokes about lovers. I forbid him to do it, but he doesn't mind me as he ought. Then you fancy that Meg is not interested in John? Who? Cried Jo, staring. Mr. Brooke. I call him John now. We fell into the way of doing so at the hospital, and he likes it. Oh dear, I know you'll take his part. He's been good to father, and you won't send him away, but let Meg marry him if she wants to. Mean thing, to go petting Papa and helping you, just to wheedle you into liking him. And Jo pulled her hair again with a wrathful tweak. My dear, don't get angry about it, and I will tell you how it happened. John went with me at Mr. Lawrence's request, and was so devoted to poor father that we couldn't help getting fond of him. He was perfectly open and honorable about Meg, for he told us he loved her and would earn a comfortable home before he asked her to marry him. He only wanted our leave to love her and work for her, and the right to make her love him if he could. He is a truly excellent young man, and we cannot refuse to listen to him. But I will not consent to Meg's engaging herself so young. Of course not. It would be idiotic. I knew there was mischief brewing. I felt it, and now it's worse than I imagined. I just wish I could marry Meg myself and keep her safe in the family. This odd arrangement made Mrs. March smile, but she said gravely, Jo, I confide in you, and don't wish you to say anything to Meg yet. When John comes back, and I see them together, I can judge better of her feelings towards him. She'll see those handsome eyes that she talks about, and then it will be all up to her. She's got such a soft heart, it will melt like butter in the sun if anyone looks sentimentally at her. She read that short reports he sent more than she did your letters, and pinched me when I spoke of it, and likes brown eyes, and doesn't think John an ugly name. She'll go and fall in love, and there's an end of peace and fun and cozy times together. I see it all. They'll go lovering around the house, and we shall have to dodge. Meg will be absorbed and be no good to me any more. Brooke will scratch up the furniture somehow, carry her off, and make a hole in the family, and I shall break my heart, and everything will be uncomfortable. Oh dear me, why weren't we all boys? Then there wouldn't be any bother. Jo leaned her chin on her knees in an attitude and shook her fist at John. Mrs. March sighed, and Jo looked up with an air of relief. You don't like it, Mother? I'm glad of it. Let's send him about his business, and not tell Meg a word of it. But all be happy together as we always have been. I did wrong to sigh, Joe. It is natural and right you should all go to homes of your own in time, but I do want to keep my girls as long as I can, and I am sorry that this happened so soon, for Meg is only 17, and it will be some years before John can make a home for her. Your father and I have agreed that she shall not bind herself in any way nor be married before 20. If she and John love one another, they can wait and test the love by doing so. She is conscientious, and I have no fear of her treating him unkindly. My pretty, tender-hearted girl, I hope things will go happily with her. Hadn't you rather have her marry a rich man? Asked Joe, as her mother's voice flattered a little over the last words. Money is a good and useful thing, Joe, and I hope my girls will never feel the need of it too bitterly, nor be tempted by too much. I should like to know that John was firmly established in some good business, which gave him an income large enough to keep free from debt and make Meg comfortable. I am not ambitious for a splendid fortune, a fashionable position, or a great name for my girls. If rank and money comes with love and virtue, also I should accept them gratefully and enjoy your good fortune. But I know, by experience, how much genuine happiness can be had in a plain little house where the daily bread is earned, and some privations give sweetness to the few pleasures. I am content to see Meg begin humbly, for if I am not mistaken, she will be rich in the possession of a good man's heart, and that is better than a fortune. I understand, Mother, and quite agree, but I am disappointed about Meg, for I plan to have her marry Teddy by and by and sit in the lap of luxury all her days. Wouldn't it be nice? Asked Joe, looking up with a brighter face. He is younger than she, you know, began Mrs. March, but Joe broke in. Only a little. He's old for his age, and tall, and can be quite grown up in his manners if he likes. Then he is rich and generous and good, and loves us all, and I say it's a pity my plan is spoiled. I'm afraid Laurie is hardly grown up enough for Meg, and altogether too much of a just now for anyone to depend on. So make plans, Joe, but let time and their own hearts meet your friends. We can't meddle safely in such matters, and had better not get romantic rubbish, as you call it, into our heads, lest it spoil our friendship. Well, I won't, but I hate to see things going all crisscross and getting snarled up. When I pull here and a snip there will straighten it out. I wish wearing flat irons on your heads would keep us from growing up, but buds would be roses and kittens cats, more's the pity. What's that about flat irons and cats? Asked Meg, as she crept into the room with a finished letter in her hand. Only one of my stupid speeches. I'm going to bed. Come, Peggy, said Joe, unfolding herself like an animated puzzle. Quite right and beautifully written. Please add that I send my love to John, said Mrs. March, as she glanced over the letter and gave it back. Do you call him John? Asked Meg, smiling, with her innocent eyes looking down into her mother's. Yes, he has been like a son to us, and we are very fond of him, replied Mrs. March, returning the looks with a keen one. I'm glad of that. He is so lonely. Good night, Mother, dear. It was so inexpressibly comfortable to have you here, was Meg's answer. The kiss her mother gave her was a very tender one, and as she went away, Mrs. March said, with a mixture of satisfaction and regret, she does not love John yet, but will soon learn to. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and comment down below. And if you have not done so already, please subscribe and hit that bell notification for future videos. And please check out my second YouTube channel and podcast called Viva Quest. Links are in the description box below.